Hey, Steve Zonardi here with Treviso Realty. Happy Monday morning. Just a real quick update on the current market. We finally dipped under that 20,000 unit mark here in Southwest Florida. So we're at 19,736 units, which is great. 626 closed sales in the last 7 days, which is fantastic. Shift that to Estero. We're at 665 units available in the market currently right now with 35 closed transactions the last 7 days. What we found now, we got to remember we've had like one weekend after another, like some sort of event. So we had Mother's Day, then it was Memorial's Day, and then this weekend we're getting school finishing as well. Today's the last day for K to 8, and then high school as well. So here in the Southwest, so that's obviously putting pressure on current listings. We're not getting as many showings. You got like this blip, so we'll have like a big burst and then a slowdown of showings for the resale properties right now. Even we have our house that we built in Cape that got a showing yesterday. Hopefully we can sell that and redeploy the cash. We had another one of our properties in Verdana got a few showings over the weekend, and then one in Naples, one. So it's just like very still active, let's just say, but it did slow down a bit. And we saw that also in the rental market where we had this big spike of renters, and now it's like this intermittent, back and forth with tenants coming in because we have a lot of investors that bought properties that we have on the market to get rented. So we're all working hard to kind of get that completed now. And we just got an application this morning. So we're getting applications. Again, some of this is bullshit as well through Zillow. When you screen them, these guys are sending 1,000 applications, like whatever. They keep hitting everyone else with applications. Like I'll just read this one, for example. You kind of look at this, and the income, total monthly income is $15,000 a month. You're approved. You're making $15K a month. Your rent's $2,400. Let's do the deal. But when you look further into it, it becomes a little bit of a disaster. And we had a case last week where we had an application filled out for one of the properties, and I worked on it very hard. It was like low credit, which is okay because we want, sometimes the best credit's not the best because why they're going to move on and buy properties. We want something with a little fragmented. We're going to look at the whole picture. If it's a little fragmented, they can't buy a house, so they're going to be stuck in your rental for longer, so you have a longer term rent. I have that in my house, in one of my rentals in Portico, like Fort Myers, where it's fragmented, so they've been there already 2 years. And then when we approved the other two tenants that had like stellar credit and the whole thing, and they were out, and they actually backed out of the contract 6 months in, which was the pain. And this one's a little fragmented, not perfect, but ultimately it's paying every month, and I'm happy with that. And it could be like a 3 to 5 year program until if we plan on flipping the house or whatever we plan on doing with the property. So that's where we're at right now. A few things as well. On Sunday, I went up to downtown Bonita. I love downtown Bonita. To me, I love that. I've always romanticized and buying like a standalone building there and putting our office there at some point where you can, run everything through there, and you got a great piece of real estate. You got action, you got great restaurants, a good feel down there. Just remember, like for investments for the future, if someone's looking from up north, Midwest, Northeast into Canada, looking to get some sort of commercial property on an up and coming community, we may have missed it, but we might have still an opportunity. But downtown Bonita is going to be the next it. And I'll tell you why, because Bonita, we picked Bonita Estero to live because it's centered between Naples and Fort Myers. Is perfect. Plus the income per capita, demographics, everything worked out to our favor as a small village rather than, let's say, a bigger city. But if you go down to Fort Myers, they have the River District, and if you've never been, you should go visit. I love it there. I think it's a different feel, obviously, than Fifth Ave, but it's basically 20s, 30s America, like Main Street America. Retail, commercial, 2-story, the interlock paver roads, the pavered roads rather, so cobblestone rather, and just that feel, really, really cool. A little bit of grunge, a little bit, but it's got that great feeling, and it's right on the river, on the Caloosahatchee. And then you shoot south, you go into Fifth Ave, ultra luxury, highest concentration of billionaires in America, different feel, great high-end restaurants, the whole thing. So there's that different feel, right? And then in Estero Bonita, Estero does not have a downtown. We don't have a main street, so we shift that over to Bonita. So Bonita's in the center of both of these worlds, and it's a different feel totally because it's a main street, and it's all these random buildings, like elder buildings. Nothing's conformed. Everything is kind of has their own, characteristics of when they were built. So I love that. And I was there on Sunday, and I woke up early, went down to grab a coffee, read a magazine, and literally just how explosive everything is down there. And there's new restaurants, new experiences going down there. They have the Sugar Shack, which I truly love. I thought it was gonna be more country music, to be honest, but it's like live music, like reggae rock. They do have country once in a while, and but it's live music. They do live recording in the vicinity, not in that actual particular place, but there's another building they own. They actually perform live, or they record live music, but it's really cool environment. So if you are looking to get some sort of investment in commercial rather than residential, give me a call. We got to look at this in depth, because I feel sick to my stomach that I have not bought anything there, and it's just, we're so spread with the amount of money we have to put into the businesses. We can't, we got to make sure that the businesses are running. We're popping in new money every week to make sure that we're advancing and creating, a continuation of income with the businesses. And I'm just sick to my stomach that we have not bought anything yet, and I feel like I'm going to be too late. But if anybody's out there that's looking to get some sort of retail commercial space, let me know. I might even joint venture with you, get a piece of the action, because I feel like this is going to be, we're a little bit late to the game, but I think we still have an opportunity there. One more thing. As I was in Bonita, I was reading a great magazine. You have the Gulf Shore magazine that kind of gives us all the updates here in Southwest Florida, and it was interesting. I'm going to read it out. So remember, we're such a small little section of Florida, and we are growing dramatically, but I mean, it's beautiful. So I was reading this magazine, and it says, in the brave new world of the highest tech healthcare, NCH is the first hospital in the country to use 2 AI powered platforms at its Rooney Heart Institute to predict heart attacks up to a decade before they occur, giving doctors tools to help prevent them. Fort Myers-based Lee Health is using robotic-assisted biopsies to detect lung cancer much earlier than previously possible at the system's Advanced Lung Care Center. So again, we have the first with AI that can predict heart attacks 10 years in advance. Imagine if you knew 10 years from now what you're doing, your diet, if it's the alcohol, the food, lack of exercise, whatever it is, whatever you're doing, and they're predicted in 10 years. If you keep at this pace, you're going to more than either die of a heart attack, or you're going to be in surgery. So pick your choice, right? So ultimately, it's a correction rather than, let's say, a past reaction to what the events will happen. And then ultimately, robotics. So I was reading, again, a great little magazine, and it was talking about how NCH as well, 75% of their surgeries are done robotic. And it's not like you just punch in like a CNC machine, you punch in the operation and it just goes and does it. No, it's the machines, or you basically, I guess you roll into the bed, and these machines, these arms are kind of poking out. Let's just say it's kind of freaky. I would love to be passed out if that ever happened to me. But there's a doctor actually on the machine. So he's got his goggles, he's on it, and he's actually operating these robotic arms. So what that does is the incisions are a lot smaller. Instead of like having to cut open and actually get your hand in there. Man, I have really fat hands. Like, you'd have to have, a pretty big incision to get my fat hands in somebody. So imagine just getting these little incisions and these robotic arms going in, doing the surgery. So the recovery time is much better. Lack of blood loss, or way less blood loss, obviously, because you're not doing the great incision. And again, it's recovery time. So this is right here in Southwest Florida, and I kind of love this. I love it down here, I got to be honest. And just reading that kind of cements more of why I'm here, to be honest, because there's so much good to be down here, and especially in our section. But that's pretty much it, guys. Have a great day.